Greetings everyone and welcome back to the bench. On the bench is the realistic Patrolman 9 multiband radio. If you remember from the other video, I took a look at it. Pretty much concluded it had dirty controls. Obviously it could use a pretty good cleanup on the outside as well. Well, I was trying to find out what year this model was being sold. I looked in all the Radio Shack catalogs, late 60s through mid 70s. Couldn't find this model. I could have overlooked it. But they had a Patrolman 6, had the same basic model which ran from 71 through 75. Had less bands, less controls. And like I say, it looked pretty much the same. So I imagine this radio was from that era, early 70s. But yeah, if you know the years this was sold, I just couldn't find it. Maybe it was, I just overlooked it. But anyway, I'm going to see if I can clean this up. Turn it on real quick here. It's working now in FM. It does seem to go in and out. And the dial lights go in and out as well. I have to tap the switch. And they're not working at all now. Okay. Can't get them to work at all. We're on AC. It should be on continuously. It's not all that sensitive, it seems. Not sure what to do. If it needs an alignment, this thing, I don't have the tools or the alignment information, the service manual on something like this. This would be a beast to align, I'm sure. But anyway, let's pop the cover and look inside. A lot going on inside this thing. Phew. We have a UHF tuner here. Nice big ferret bar antenna. This is all tuning and front end over here. Looks like IF stuff down here. And audio output over here. Look at the size of that heatsink they used. I mean, this is just a 6-volt radio, 4 C cells, 6 volts. And I'm used to seeing a heat sink of this size in like a 12-volt stereo boombox with 4-ohm speakers. Probably using germaniums, and they want to keep those things relatively cool. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Look at all the little adjustments here. You have all these coils and trimmer caps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. Did I miss one? Oh, did I count those? There's a couple down there. There's one over here, and there's probably more over here as well. Of course, the IF section. Yeah, I don't really want to get involved with adjusting this thing. Okay, well, I'll spray this wafer switch here and see if I can find an opening to spray into this as well. And these controls are a little bit crusty, so I'll spray them. I'm going to use this little Deoxy Kit I have here. I don't know if they still sell it, but it's pretty neat kit. Now, if you're like me, you don't fix a lot of things. You don't need to buy the big cans. These are pretty handy. You know, if you fix maybe 2 or 3 things a year, this will last you a while. Gives you the 3 different sprays. Also, these little applicators with the 3 different chemicals. If you don't want to spray, get the spray everywhere, these are kind of nice. You can apply it directly. They also come with wipes. I about used them up. Have the same chemicals on it. Now I take these little wipes and take the covers off relays and just pull it through the contacts as I push the contacts together, and it really cleans them up. And various little tools to help you apply the deoxy chemicals. Yeah, it's a pretty neat kit. Like I say, I don't know if they still sell it or not, but if they do, it's something you might be interested in. Well, I sprayed all the controls, worked them back and forth, finished off this little can. I probably should buy a regular size can since this is the one that I use mostly. And, well, one reason it wasn't so sensitive is the antenna was unplugged. When I was in it in the other video, I unplugged that. And I noticed the ground side was broken off. I'm not sure that would have made much of a difference. It's just this black lead that goes up here. So you can plug in an antenna or use the non-existent built-in antenna. And somebody soldered a wire into this connector just using a piece of white wire. It goes over here, using that as an antenna since this one is missing, broken. I'm not going to replace that. I'm not going to spend any money on this. I'm just going to get it going as good as I can. So I'll go ahead and solder this together, clean up the radio, and put it back together. Okay, it's all back together and cleaned up as good as I can get it. Well, as good as the effort I'm going to put into it anyway. A little bit of corrosion here that doesn't come off. And yeah, it's a lot cleaner than it was. Missing cap on that knob. It's a shame about the missing battery cover. But it's all back together and works, but it does have issues which I'll get into in a minute here.
The start of the holiday weekend.
The controls are no longer scratchy.
Breaking now, President Trump today has a about reopening houses of worship.
They have places
so I can flip the controls here without that crackly, and I used to have to jiggle it, get the receiver working.
Places of faith.
Paper published in Lancet.
Lots of electrical noise back here.
Heat-seeking media panic miss.
And watch them grow bigger. The God who does all things.
I moved operations upstairs because there's just a lot of electrical noise down on the bench. So now I'm in the Marine band, which is 1.6 to 4 megahertz.
2020. For additional traffic information.
I'm not going to scan through the whole thing. It's just boring. Now we'll go to the shortwave. Last night, it is morning now. It's not as good for reception, but I was getting action on all bands. So, it seems to be awake.
Lincoln, Wisconsin, Michigan.
You don't give up on me.
Boss Honda in Tip City is...
I did find one issue here.
I'm get 1.9%.
So down in this area, it's kind of scratchy when I tune it, which I think means there's something wrong with those tuning capacitors, and there's probably not much I can do about that. VHF high, not much going on there unless you catch some transmission.
Ladder pole 1 medic 41 battalion 40 response. Off stage 3 is assigned. 1341.
VHF low. A little scratchy as well. We're in UHF. Not much going on UHF. All that digital type stuff. That's about all I get is that digital communication going on there. And VHF air. This one seems to be really scratchy. I did get some air traffic type communication.
Construction. Read back, hold short instructions. Right. Source contact, you have information. Juliet. Take information, Juliet 16560, observation, wind 1803, visibility 10, sailing 2,800 broken, 4,300 broken, temperature 20, dew point 14, altimeter 3005. Simultaneous approaches in use, ILS runway 248, RNF.
Looks like Dayton International Airport, general information for aviation. And, well, that's it. Seems to be working okay. Except for, like I said, there's some scratchy areas. But, you know, that's about all effort I'm going to put into this radio. So that'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching.